Alright guys, before we start the eBay video, just a quick little 1-minute story I want to tell you. I've talked to you in the past about how the roads on the East Coast, especially New York City, are the worst. Well guys, it happened again today. Yet another flat. Rims are bent. Look at this. I want you to see this one. Now, many of you guys don't know, but this right here, this is not even what caused the flat, okay? That's just a bent rim from a particular pothole. That's my $10 donut tire on there. The front also got nailed in 2 spots from 2 different occurrences. Right here, you can see it's bent, and right up there, you can see it's bent. And these are steel rims. Can you imagine if they were those expensive alloys? They would have shattered. So, once again, I had to get another tire fixed. It's almost time to get a set of new tires for this bad boy. But I'm telling you, they really need to do something about these roads. I'm just getting sick of this. Alright, let me put these tires and the hubcaps back on, and we will get you an eBay video. Yes, we will. Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, and it is June 6th, 2014. We have a lot of good eBay stuff to talk about today. One of the main topics we're going to talk about is how to keep your items in not only eBay search, but Google search as well, because as you know, we've got a problem. But we'll get to that a little later. Let's start like we always do with a rehash of your comments from last week's video, and some current events and some eBay news. I would like to thank, once again, Lori for the eBay swag. Guys, don't judge me, it was a gift. Thank you very much, and let's get started. I hope many of you were able to watch the eBay webinar the other day with Scott Henshaw in it, where they talked about the mobile phone app and how eBay is touting it. Now, you know guys, I am basically pro eBay and I'm pro eBay seller. But there are some things that mystify me. Let me just talk to you about this a little bit. This is the iPhone, and eBay is really pushing sellers to list by iPhone. But for the life of me, now I've talked to a bunch of you through PMs and on the phone, and almost every one of you guys seems to agree with me that you would rather list with your tablet or your Mac rather than your iPhone, and I agree with you 100%. I find this very tedious to list with. Even the people at eBay said that there are quite a few people that will start the listing with their iPhone, meaning they will take the pictures with the iPhone, upload them to their listing, then switch over to their Mac or their desktop and finish the listing. But I ask you, doesn't that seem like double work? Wouldn't it be easier just to do it right on your Mac? Let's examine that. Here's the way I do it, and probably most of you too. I have a digital camera, okay? What I do is let's say I'm going to list today. I'll list at least 5 or more items at a time. I'll take my pictures with the digital camera, all right? Then I will just pop it open, take out the memory card, put it in the Mac, upload the pics, and I'll do my listings. On rare occasions, and there have been a few, where I left this camera home or somewhere else and I wanted to do some listings, then I use the iPhone, but only to take the pictures. I took the pictures and I didn't start the listing using the iPhone. I actually uploaded the pictures to my Mac and then listed as normal. So I'm trying to think under what conditions would be optimum where I would find myself wanting to or having to list with the iPhone, and I can't think of a single one. My Mac This is my Mac. I think you've met him before. He goes with me everywhere. If I'm home, he's with me. If I'm at work, he's with me. All right, it's easy to list on a Mac, and I will continue to do so. Of course, if I had a tablet, that would be just as easy to list with. But as I said, I find the iPhone very tedious to list with, and I'd like your opinion on that in the comments section when you get a chance later. Tell me, guys, do you list with your iPhone, your tablet, or your Mac, or your desktop? I'm really interested in finding that out to see which way you guys seem to be leaning. All right? While we're on the subject of webinars, all right, we've got an important one coming up this Wednesday. eBay has not promoted it that much, so I'm going to read you a quick little clip off the screen right now. Just bear with me for a second. eBay is hosting another webinar and live question and answer on Wednesday, June 11th at 11 a.m. Pacific Time or 2 p.m. here Eastern Time. You'll get very helpful tips on how to transform your eBay store. Having an eBay store is a great way to lower your fees and drive more repeat business. They also have some new discounts on services for small businesses and a helpful fast-track checklist which will help you get the most out of your store. Just go to ebay.com/webinar and register for the webinar. You guys, look below. You'll see a link. All you have to do is click on that link. When you go, you'll type in your eBay user ID and your password and you'll be locked in for the webinar. I strongly suggest you attend it. It's going to be an audio webinar, I should tell you, meaning there won't be guests like there were last week with Scott and Patrick and those guys. It'll be basically with screenshots, that type of thing, where they'll walk you through. For some of you guys who don't have a store, they'll walk you through why you should, and those of us who do have stores, how to optimize it and get better results. I'll be watching the webinar, and I sure hope you do too. Again, it's Wednesday, June 11th, 11 Pacific Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. Quite a few people wrote in last week on my video saying they had a dip in sales. I would say the majority of people, and I did too. The worst week I think I probably ever had in a long time was just before Memorial Day to a few days after Memorial Day. So let's just say from a Friday to a Thursday period. It was awful. Now, what were the reasons? Like I told you last week, holidays are always a bummer. So that was one reason I expected. All right. Then there was the fact that Google slapped eBay with the search results. A lot of you guys know about that as well. And there was the fact about the hacking scandal where a lot of eBay usernames and passwords got hacked. So all these three things combined to be bad news. I'm happy to report that since my last video last Friday, my sales have gone back up. So that's good news. I will say today's a little slow, but again, we'll see how it goes. This business with Google slapping eBay, if I may use a terminology I read somewhere online, in my opinion is serious and it affects all of us. We all want to keep our listings in search results, and there are some things we can do to actually help. Even though I've talked about this months ago, I'm talking about it again now because we need to do this. Number one, when you sign into your My eBay later, click on Selling and scroll through all the items you're selling. Anything that's been dormant for many months will have a little purple dot next to the listing and a love note from eBay saying this item has not had any sales in many months. Will you consider revising it? What I strongly suggest you do, and I'm doing it myself, is end every one of those auctions right now. They're stale, they're worthless, get rid of them. Boing, goodbye. Then take fresh pictures if you can and click on Sell Similar, and it's like you're starting all over again. You can use the same text, don't worry about that, But your items will then go back into search results because they're fresh items. Google does not like stale items. It's very important you keep that in mind. On the same topic, do you guys know the difference between eBay traffic and Google traffic? Because this came up in last week's video in the comments, and I want to address that. And I myself get a lot of Google traffic. Now, if you're not sure, there's an easy way to find out. I've talked in the past about how people will Google my unusual items. Let's just say 1995 Chevy Caprice hubcap. It will take them over to my eBay listing from Google. They'll see the item they want, and they will sign up right then and there as an eBay guest to purchase my item. The way you can always tell if it's someone using a guest account is they have a really weird looking use ID, similar to the one I'm going to show you. See the one on top? A bunch of numbers and letters jumbled together, as opposed to a traditional ID, which is the one under it. The one on top is someone that's joined up as a guest account. He's Googled the item, he's found it, he likes it, and he comes up as a guest. He's an eBay guest and he purchases the item. Okay? I get a good amount of them. So, what I'm asking you to do is go back over your recent sales. If you have a good amount of those things, you know you're getting Google traffic. If you don't, you're not. Now think about it. What are you guys selling? I mean, I know what a lot of you guys are selling because you've told me. But there are some people that will jump on eBay specifically to look for their item. For example, 95 Caprice hubcap. But there are some people that will not think eBay. They will Google it first. Alright? And then they will be led to eBay. That's an important thing to consider. I myself value Google traffic, and I definitely want to keep it. Okay? I suggest you do too. One positive thing I noticed on eBay, and none of you guys brought it up, I'm not sure if it's just to do with eBay Motors, but they have a new uploader for your photos, and it works like a charm. Bang, 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 they're up there. Excellent, excellent new uploader. Nobody's mentioned that. I'm wondering if any of you guys have any experience using it. Defects. Defects are a huge problem, and it's still going on. Early this morning, one of my Facebook friends wrote in a story about how she got a defect, and it's the exact same thing that happened to me that I told you guys about last week. You may remember the story. To quickly rehash, I shipped the guy something, uploaded the tracking number like I should. He got the item. Well, the item was delivered to him, but he said he never got it. And he opened up a case against me. So the customer opens a case against me saying item not received, when in fact the tracking showed it was received. So I know right now, no matter what I do, I'm going to get a defect. Truthfully, I should have escalated the case right to eBay, but it all happened so quick and stupid, you know. I think to myself, let me give the guy best customer service I can. Let me track the box for him. Maybe UPS did screw up and bring it to the wrong house. But of course, as you probably remember, the problem was resolved. His wife had received the box, never told the guy. The guy apologized to me, closed the case, left me positive feedback. He was thrilled with it. Everything worked out, except I still get a defect. And that is wrong. I told you I then proceeded to call customer service late at night, got the Philippines, got the runaround. And then a couple of weeks later, I called back on another issue. Luckily, I got someone in Utah, and she gladly fixed it for me. She said I should never have gotten the defect in the first place. That's something, let me try and use her words correctly. She said that eBay is basically working on to fine-tuning that. But so far, nothing's been done because it's still happening. It happened to a friend of mine from Facebook just this morning. And she wrote in and says, what should I do about it? I said, you better call, and you better hope you get someone in Utah. Because if you get someone in Utah, they're going to help you. They're going to do the right thing. But if you get the Philippines, even if they understand what you're saying, they don't have the juice to help you. Period. I think it's sad. And you have to understand, guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver. I'm the person that comes out here every week, holds the eBay seller's flag, and says how great it is to sell on eBay. Because it is. But when things like this happen, I'll be the first guy to speak up and say it's wrong. This defect system needs to be fine-tuned today. Okay? It's just wrong to slap sellers with defects and make us jump through hoops to get unfair defects removed. It's something a lot of you guys have complained about, and rightly so, and hopefully eBay will do something. I do know that eBay watches these videos, so guys, please. A defect for item not received should never be allowed to happen if the tracking number has been uploaded, okay? And it shows delivery to the customer's house. Please, stop that. Another one of my subscribers told me a very interesting story. Do any of you guys have your Facebook married to your eBay account? Well, this particular individual told me that a lot of his items will show up on Facebook when he lists them on eBay. Recently, one of his items showed up, and just for the heck of it, he clicked on his item. And instead of the link taking him to his item, it took him to somebody else's item that was similar to his. In other words, his competition. And the guy was beside himself about it. My question to you is, have any of you guys had that happen to you? I mean, I feel that if we click our link, that link should go to our item, and if the item has been sold, then to our eBay store. I don't think it should go to our competition. Right? I mean, am I saying something wrong here? Another problem I've discussed with you guys, and I've been discussing this for so many months, and it just happened again the other day. People who don't read the listings. I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me, where I'm selling one hub. A guy will pay right away and call me a few days later, Joe, you only sent me one. Well, you only paid for one. And they'll say, well, I thought it was for 4. Then I'll say, well, could you tell me what about the auction would make you think you're getting 4? How many do you see in the picture? 1. Well, what does the title say? Does it say 1? Well, yeah. Well, what does it say in the description? Ah, I didn't read that. You didn't read it? They come right out and tell me, I didn't read it. So, as you guys know, with this crazy defect system, a few months ago I started sending out these letters that say, if you have any problem, call me directly at my store, blah, blah, blah. I give them the exact times we're open. Do you know I'm getting calls at the weirdest hours? One day last week, or it might have been the week before, because I have caller ID, a guy calls me at some ungodly hour, like midnight. Then I see the same phone number appear at like 6 in the morning, then again at 8:30, and he finally gets me at around maybe 10 o'clock or later. And I said to him, sir, this is your 4th time calling. You tried calling me 6 in the morning, 8 in the morning, midnight. I said, didn't you see on the paper it says business hours? No, he says, I didn't read that. Well, you didn't read the auction, and you don't read the follow-up cover letter. Unbelievable. I'm sometimes beside myself with people not reading these auctions. And I've really tried just about everything. Do you guys list in quantity auctions? And if you do, those of you who do, you know I've been out here many weeks talking about this. Can you think of something that can be done to stop this? Because, hypothetical case, let's say I sell an item right now and it clearly says 1. The picture is 1. The guy gets it and he opens a case. Item not as described. Alright? Do you think eBay would side with me even though he made the mistake? That's my question. Personally, I hate to say it, guys, but I don't. I really don't. I never get complaints about wrong size. Rarely do I get a wrong size complaint. Actually, I had one a couple of weeks ago. A guy says to me, listen, I bought a set of hubcaps from you and they won't fit. I said, really? What kind of a car is it? So he tells me some obscure car, like a real old car. And I said, are you sure you bought them from me? I said, I haven't had caps like that in over a year. He says, yeah, I bought them from you last summer. Last summer. Almost a year ago. And he called me up last week. I said, why'd you wait so long? He says, well, the car was in the shop. I'm getting it fixed up. I'm getting it back on the road, and I found out they don't fit. So I said to him, well, once I found out what he wanted, I said, normally, I would still make an exchange with the guy just to hook him up. You know, I don't want to dick anybody over like that. So I said, you know, let me see what I can hunt down for you, and I'll just do you an exchange. And I will. You know, I mean, I hate to dick anybody over like that. If you can't use him, you can't use him. And he was nice about it. I've got no complaints with the guy. But it's just one of the things when you're in retail. Crazy times, man. Crazy times. Another little item I'd like to tell you about. It's about retail. It's not about eBay per se, but I know I've kept you guys a while. In retail, there are 3 types of customers I've learned over the years. All right? 45% of the people are the ones that will come in and pay anything. So they come in and they'll say, I need this. And you'll say to them, it's $50. And they'll say to you, do you take Visa? I love those people. The second type of people are the ones that like to haggle. I like those people too. That's another 45%. They'll come in. How much is this item? You tell them $50. And they'll say, wow, 50 bucks. I bought one from you last year, Joe, and it was $42.50. Do you think you could do the same thing again this year? Because I am a repeat customer, and you know I've been here many times. That is another type of customer I really like. They're serious, they're going to buy, they've bought before, they're just looking for a little bit of an edge, a little break. And quite frankly, that's the kind of person I am when I go to stores too, looking for a little bit of an edge. So I like them too. But the last type of customer, thankfully, is a very small percentage, maybe 10%, are the ones that come in with a chip on their shoulder. They're in a bad mood, they're mean, they're nasty. And they'll say, how much is this item? And you'll say, $50. $50! They look at you like you assaulted them. $50? I'll do without it. Like they're spiting me. You'll do without it. Go ahead, I don't care. The only people that act that way are the really old. I mean, you know, you're talking over 75 crowd. Some of those people can really be belligerent. $70, $50. Oh, $50. I was thinking $2. I mean, really, just so out of it. Unbelievable. But all right, I've rambled on enough. Let's go over our checklist here. Number 1, webinar. And it's going to be Wednesday. It's going to be at 11 o'clock in the morning Pacific time or 2 o'clock here Eastern time about eBay stores. Please guys, click the link below, register, and watch it. I'm really glad eBay is putting out these webinars. They're designed to help us, okay? So let's watch them and maybe we can take something away from the table. I also talked about the webinar that Scott was in last week about the iPhones. I'd like to know, what is your preferred method of listing on eBay? Do you list with the iPhone, a tablet, or your Mac? Alright? I'd like to know. I'm really curious to see how many iPhone users we have as far as doing listings are concerned. I'm not one of them. Okay? Next item I'd like to talk about. Have you guys used or seen the new uploader? And what do you think about it? I think it's great. High marks to eBay for the new picture uploader. Do any of you guys depend on Google traffic? I depend a lot on Google traffic. Alright, in Google search. I want my Google traffic to keep coming. eBay traffic is good too, but we could always use more. The more the merrier. People who do not read the listing and then want to return the item, I'm getting a lot of that. Now, not a lot, but I just have a steady amount of it happening, maybe 2 a week, but it's annoying. And they're just so unrealistic. How can a person think they're getting all 4 hubs with free shipping for $40? It flies in the face of reality. I don't get it. And anything else? The defect system. Have any of you guys received unfair defects? Like we talked about earlier and last week? If you have, guys, I implore you to call eBay. Call during the day between 9 and 5 business hours. You have a better chance of getting Utah. Please tell me your experiences and tell us your experiences so we can share them. That's it. I'm Crazy New York Driver. You're not. Thanks for tuning in on another Friday for another eBay video. This is the best channel to commiserate for eBay and PayPal news. It's all here. We have an open forum for discussion down. Everyone gets to comment. Everybody watching this is an eBay seller, right? Well, almost everybody. Thanks, guys. You guys rock, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.